Hello there, folks. Today we're going to talk about something really exciting. The stock market. Don't worry, it's not as complicated as it sounds. Think of it like a big marketplace where companies can raise money to grow their businesses.
Meet Joe, the oil drum king. I make the best oil drums in the world. They're shiny, sturdy, and perfect for storing all sorts of things. Everyone loves Joe's oil drums.
Joe's business is booming, but there's a problem. Joe needs more money to make even more oil drums. He wants to build a bigger factory and hire more workers. To do that, Joe needs a cool $3 million. Where will he get that kind of cash?
Where will I get that kind of cash?
Joe knows he can't do it alone. He has a big dream, but he needs support to make it a reality. He needs help from investors, people like you and me. These investors are crucial because they provide the necessary funds to help Joe's company grow. Investors are folks with money who are willing to take a chance on a company they believe in. They see potential in Joe's vision and want to be a part of his journey.
I need help from investors, people like you and me. Your support can make a significant difference in turning this dream into a thriving business.
This decision is crucial for the future of his company.
I'm going to go public. This is a big step, but it's necessary to achieve the growth I envision. This means I'm going to share ownership of my company with investors by selling something called shares. These shares represent a piece of my company. Shares are like tiny pieces of my company. When you buy a share, you own a small part of the business and can benefit from its success.
But first, Joe needs permission from the government. This process ensures that everything is done legally and ethically. They want to make sure everything is fair and square for investors. This protects both Joe and the people who invest in his company. Joe also needs a smart helper called an investment banker. This expert will guide him through the complex process of going public.
I need a smart helper called an investment banker. They have the knowledge and experience to help me navigate this journey.
This partnership is essential for the success of his public offering. These documents are crucial for the legal and financial aspects of going public. The investment banker helps Joe figure out how many shares to sell and at what price. They also help spread the word to investors about Joe's fantastic oil drum company.
Invest in Joe's oil drums.
Joe's company is now ready for its initial public offering, or IPO for short. This is like a grand opening for Joe's shares on a special marketplace called the stock exchange.
My company is ready for its IPO.
Remember that $3 million Joe needed? Well, investors buy Joe's shares and voila. Joe now has the money to build his bigger factory and hire more workers.
I now have the money to build my bigger factory and hire more workers.
Each person who bought Joe's shares now owns a tiny piece of Joe's oil drum company. This means they have a stake in the company's success and growth. They are not just passive observers, they are now part of Joe's business journey. They are now Joe's business partners, also known as shareholders. These shareholders have a vested interest in seeing Joe's oil drum company thrive because their financial well-being is tied to the company's performance.
You are now my business partners, also known as shareholders. Together, we will work towards making the company more successful and profitable.
As Joe's company grows and sells more oil drums, the company becomes more valuable. This growth can come from expanding operations, increasing sales, or even innovating new products. And guess what? The value of Joe's shares goes up too. This means that the shareholders' investments are now worth more than what they initially paid. This is good news for Joe and his shareholders. Everyone benefits when the company does well, creating a win-win situation.
The value of my shares goes up too. This means my initial investment is now more valuable, and I can sell my shares for a higher price if I choose to. This is good news for us. We all share in the company's success and can celebrate together.
But remember, just like the value of shares can go up, it can also go down. The stock market can be unpredictable, and various factors can influence the company's performance. It all depends on how well Joe's company is doing and how much investors are willing to pay for his shares. Market conditions, competition, and even global events can impact the company's value.
It all depends on how well my company is doing and how much investors are willing to pay for my shares. Staying informed and making smart decisions is crucial for any investor.
The line graph briefly dips downwards, causing some investors to frown and grab their chests in mock despair. This illustrates the emotional roller coaster that can come with investing, but it's important to stay calm and think long-term. Section 5, Joe's factory grows. Thanks, shareholders, Joe, as S1. With the money from selling shares, I built my dream factory. It's bigger, better, and can produce even more oil drums. Joe hires more workers, and everyone is excited about the company's growth. Joe, as S1. My oil drums are selling like hotcakes. Businesses everywhere need them to store their stuff. Joe's company is making a lot of money, and his shareholders are thrilled. Joe, as S1. But I have even bigger dreams. I want to expand my business even further, build even more factories, and sell my incredible oil drums all over the world. To make his global dream a reality, Joe needs even more money. This time, he needs a whopping $20 million. Joe, as S1, it's time to take my company to the big leagues, the New York Stock Exchange. Aiming for the stars, the New York Stock Exchange. The New York Stock Exchange, or NYSE for short, is like the Super Bowl of stock markets. It's where the biggest and best companies in America list their shares.
Listing on the NYSE is a big deal for my company. It means more investors from all over the world can buy and sell my shares. This helps me raise the $20 million I need to achieve my global oil drum domination.
But how does trading actually work on the NYSE? Let's imagine a cowboy who wants to buy some of Joe's shares, and a fisherman who wants to sell his shares. They can't just yell across the trading floor. They need special helpers called brokers to make the trade happen. Trading frenzy cowboys, fishermen, and brokers. Imagine a bustling trading floor where cowboys, fishermen, and brokers come together in a whirlwind of activity. Each character has their own unique style and approach to trading, creating a dynamic and colorful scene. The cowboy, with his rugged hat and boots, tells his broker he wants to buy 100 shares of Joe's oil drums. He believes that the oil industry is about to boom and wants to get in on the action before prices skyrocket. Meanwhile, the fisherman, with his weathered face and fishing gear, tells his broker he wants to sell 100 shares of Jode. He thinks the market is about to take a downturn and wants to cash out while he can.
I want to buy 100 shares of Joe's oil drums. The fisherman is confident in his decision, having spent hours analyzing market trends and forecasts.
And I want to sell 100 shares of Joe's oil drums. The cowboy, on the other hand, trusts his gut feeling and the advice of his broker.
The brokers use their fancy computers and trading systems to find the best price for both the buyer and the seller. They analyze real-time data, market trends, and historical prices to ensure a fair deal for both parties. Finally, they agree on a price. The brokers shake hands, sealing the deal with a sense of accomplishment and satisfaction. The cowboy gets his 100 shares of Jode, the fisherman gets his money, and everyone is happy. The cowboy dreams of future profits, while the fisherman feels relieved to have secured his earnings.
Got my shares! The fisherman is thrilled with his decision, feeling confident about his investment strategy.
And I got my money. The cowboy is equally pleased, already planning his next big move in the market.
This buying and selling of shares happens thousands of times every minute on the NYSE. The New York Stock Exchange is a hub of constant activity, with traders making split-second decisions that can lead to significant gains or losses. The prices of shares go up and down based on supply and demand, how many people want to buy or sell a particular stock. This constant fluctuation creates opportunities for profit, but also comes with inherent risks. Remember, investing in the stock market involves risks. It's not always a guaranteed win, and prices can be unpredictable. Share prices can be volatile, meaning they can go up and down quickly. This volatility can be both exciting and nerve-wracking for investors. It's crucial to do your research and understand the risks before investing your hard-earned money. Educate yourself, seek advice from financial experts, and make informed decisions to navigate the complexities of the stock market successfully. Joe's success story. America grows with the stock market. Joe's story is just one example of how the stock market helps companies grow and create jobs. When companies like Joe's oil drums succeed, America succeeds. The stock market allows companies to raise capital, expand their operations, hire more workers, develop new products, and contribute to the overall growth of the economy. When you invest in the stock market, you're not just buying pieces of paper. You're becoming part owner of companies that are shaping the future. Investing wisely, risks and rewards. Remember, investing in the stock market is a marathon, not a sprint. It's essential to have a long-term perspective, be patient, and not panic when the market experiences short-term fluctuations. Before investing, do your research, understand your risk tolerance, and consider seeking advice from a financial advisor. The stock market can be a powerful tool for building wealth and participating in the growth of the American economy. So, learn the ropes, invest wisely, and who knows, maybe you'll be the next Joe, the oil drum king.